just was talking to Bobby about it. It was 3 days. I just got to kick my feet up in Detroit and watch everybody on that roster go out there and shove. I mean, it was special to watch.
What would you say is the thing that Carl Willis and that group does that's helped propel you guys the way you guys are pitching right now?
It's not just one thing, man. It's a holistic approach to the game and to pitching. There's not one metric or one stat or one delivery that they rely on for everybody. It's a super diverse and unified approach where they treat everyone like an individual and look at what makes you the best, and they know what makes you the best, and they know how to keep you within those guidelines very well.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, for you now knowing, like, you got 2 starts left regular season, and usually people start getting tired. It looks like you guys have hit a second wind. Does that feel like how you feel right now?
Yeah, I mean, September is, I think, the hardest I've thrown all year. I don't feel like it's September, man. I feel like I'm ready to keep going, and I feel like a lot of guys on the staff are in the same boat. The medical staff and the strength staff have done a fantastic job of keeping us not only healthy but thriving at this time of the year, which is, I mean, there's no better time of the year to be playing your best baseball.
How cool is it that you guys are playing in your own division? Why do you think you guys have had so much success in your division? And where the schedule makers made this work, you guys don't play another team in another division until the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah, I mean, we knew going into this year. I mean, everybody looked at our September schedule and they were like, that's going to be crunch time. 27 games in 27 days with the doubleheader we have tomorrow. It's crunch time, and it's in division. And I think the work that our staff does, seeing these guys so often, they know the hitters well. The catchers know not only our strengths, but they know these hitters better than anybody. So being able to really rely on the pitches they call and the approach that they come up with, and just give yourself the full focus on execution of pitches rather than anything else, has allowed us to go out there and have a very focused, singular mindset.
You're leading things off on Saturday with the doubleheader and with the importance of all these games. I'm not saying you got to set a standard. We're 150-some games in. But what do you carry with that, knowing that it's going to be a long day and you get the guy to be the first guy to throw pitches for the Cards?
I treat it like every other game I've pitched this year, man. I treat every game like a playoff game, so that way when the playoffs come around, it's just another game. And we've been playing playoff games all month. So, I mean, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to stick to the same routine that I've stuck to, from the first day of spring training. And consistency builds. It gets you in great places and great mindsets, and that's what I'm going to rely on tomorrow.
So when did you get the call, and who did you call when you found out?
I got the call last night around 11:30, and first call I called my parents.
How did they react?
They were pretty shocked. They were excited. They were like scrambling, emotional. It was really fun.
What's the main thing you feel like you've worked on this year that's helped you get to this point?
I think overall, all aspects of my game, like especially defense, being able to throw guys out and to impact the game in as many different ways as I can.
When you're playing down in AAA, how much do you pay attention to this team? Because every guy that comes up says that they're prepared to help this team get to the playoffs. So what do they do down there that helps them get there?
I think, it's just treating every day like, you could be called up at any moment, and just like trying to mentally prepare yourself, whether that's like, taking daily reps like you're in stadiums like these, or doing whatever you can every day to try to like, put that extra pressure on you to make it a little bit easier when you come up.
See, you're next to CJ. How much have you watched CJ's progression from being with you guys to being up here?
I mean, CJ's man. The guy's one of the best hitters I've seen, been able to play with, and like seeing him find success and do it, it gives the rest of us confidence, and it's awesome to see.
Petey, how wild is it when you can take a step back and think in a few days you'll be in Progressive Field, where you played in an All-Star game before this team even drafted you?
Yeah, I haven't had too much time to think about all that, just with travel and getting here and the rush and everything. But when I step out there, it's going to be really special, and it's going to be exciting.
Is there one thing you learned in AAA? Spending the whole season there.
I'd like to say, trying to improve base running and like being effective on the bases, like whether that's stealing or like getting that extra base or doing whatever I need to do in that way, I think is something I spent a big area of focus on this year.
What have you learned about yourself since you've been drafted and you've gone through the system? What did you maybe think of the game before you got in the minors, and what have you had to learn to get to this point?
I've learned a lot to get to this point. You know, every year, every season comes with new challenges, and like working with the guys in our staff, like JT, I was fortunate enough to like work with him through my career and see the success that he's had, and like lean on him, Fink was like around. I was around Fink a lot, growing up, and just seeing all that's been it's helped me a lot.
Growing up in California, had you ever been to Cleveland before that game in 19?
No, that was my first time.
Did you get a chance to see much of the city outside of that day, that game? Or?
It was pretty quick. The best memory I have from that is definitely being at the stadium, and like that I won't forget. But the city, it all kind of moved fast, but it was special to play there, and then ultimately get drafted by that team.
Did that kind of blow your mind when you ultimately ended up getting drafted? You're like, I was just here.
Yeah, it was awesome. I felt like I had already kind of like had a sneak peek of what it could be like, and I'm excited to see what it is like.
Did you with your wrist surgery at the end of the season, 2 years? Any problems with that recovering from that?
No, it's been really good. I spent the off season in Arizona rehabbing it, and and since then it's been rock solid. So
This past off-season?
yeah, so no issues since I've started to play again.
If you had to describe yourself as a player, what do you do? What's your best quality?
I think best qualities is just like how I play the game in terms of like speed and intensity. I'm gonna go and try to chase it down in the outfield, and like I'll play hard, and I'm gonna give everything I got to like the guys behind me, and just 9 innings as hard as I can.
What do you think about joining a team that's won 8 straight to right? They're 2.5 out of first place. I mean, they got a chance to make the postseason.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome to be here in this situation, and I'm excited to do whatever I can, whatever this team needs, like whatever role that is, whatever I need to do, like to do that at 100%.
Think you've got any indication yet of what those expectations are for your role on the next 10 days?
No, not yet. I'm just looking forward to doing, like I said, like whatever Bo needs. That's what I'm gonna do.
Did you ever get a chance, like in the minor leagues, did you ever get a chance to like pinch run, or he calls your name to just go in late in the game and have to run? You ever done any of that before?
Yeah, we've worked it like throughout my career, like occasional times that I've had days off of going and pinch hitting. I've done a couple defensive replacements and pinch running and doing those things. So like I feel like I'm prepared to do that.
Ready for anything.
Yeah.
And you play mostly center field, right? Can you play the corners too? Or?
Yeah, I primarily play center field, but I feel comfortable at all three.
It's kind of a culmination of a dream, but what's it feel like to be able to say, I am a Major League Baseball player now?
Feels pretty good, dude. Feels pretty cool. I'm excited to get out there and do it now.